August 2017. To commemorate her 68th birth anniversary, we are honored to have with us Professor A.K. Bakshi, our esteemed speaker for the day, Principal Professor Haritma Chopra, colleagues from various departments, the non-teaching staff of the college, and students from various courses. We also have amongst us Mrs. Sangeeta Kalia, younger sister of Dr. Savita Datta, Mr. Nishant and Mrs. Ruchika Datta, elder son and daughter-in-law, Mr. Vikrant and Mrs. Nikhar Datta, younger son and daughter-in-law, who have joined us online from Canada. Many other relatives, friends, colleagues, and associates of Dr. Datta from various parts of the country have also joined us online through Zoom. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all.
Keeping in line with the tradition, we begin the proceedings by lighting the lamp. Lighting the lamp is significant to dispelling darkness from mind as well as heart. We request our esteemed guest speaker, Professor A.K. Bakshi, Principal Ma'am, and all the senior teachers to come forward and light the ceremonial lamp. This Saraswati Vandana was recited by Pranjal, Soumya, Shiva, Ritti, Isha, Deepti, and Koyal, students of second year physics honors.
We now invite our principal, Professor Haritma Chopra, and the teacher in charge of physics department, Dr. Poonam Juneja, to felicitate Professor A.K. Bakshi with a token of our respect and gratitude for gracing this occasion.
Thank you, ma'am and sir. I now invite Principal Ma'am to say a few words.
A very good morning to all present here. At the outset, I extend a very warm welcome to Professor Bakshi, Chief Guest for today's session, for having accepted our invite and being with us on this very special day. And I also extend a very warm welcome to all our guests who have joined us in this session in the physical mode, as well as those who have joined us through the virtual platform. And this is what we have learned over the period of time, that now spaces cannot, they cannot keep us at distance from one another. So even if we are in different parts of the country, through technology, we are always connected. And this is what has been showcased today also, because I'm so happy that people from across the globe, from Canada, and all the professors from different parts of the country, they have joined us today for this session, as we are here to celebrate, because when we there are some people who are always there in our memories, and we never forget them, and that is why we always celebrate things which are associated with them. And on these lines only, today we all have assembled here to celebrate the birthday of uh, former principal, late Dr. Savita Datta, because though she is not with us, but she is always there in our memories. So we want to celebrate every memory that we have accumulated with her. And because when we talk of her, we always think of her as a administrator, very fine administrator, as an educator, as a researcher, as a person who valued relations. And when she was there, we could connect with her. Right? And that is why, even if she is not physically present with us, we always connect ourselves with her. And that is why we all are present. And when we talk about her, so maybe as an administrator, the only one thing which I wish to share with you all is that her dream project was that the college should have a girls' hostel. And because I still remember it took about 10 years to get this project approved from the university, from various heads. So by the time this project was initiated, she was no longer with us. But over this period of 5 years, so when we are, this is the fifth year, she left all of us in 2017. So in 2017, when we are here to celebrate her birthday, so maybe this is the best gift that we could have given to her, that the girls' hostel is complete. We have taken the possession of the building, and very soon, hopefully in this academic year only, but not in this year. I'm saying the academic year. So maybe by 2023, beginning of 2023, we would be able to offer this facility to our students, because I know that the students who are in third year, they are very eagerly waiting for this day, because I do interacted with a few students and they were saying that we are in third year, even if we after January, though we would be getting the opportunity to be in the college for 5 months only, but still we would like to be in the hostel and enjoy every moment of being in this college. And when I hear such remarks from our students, I certainly feel happy that this is the actually the bonding which we look for. And if the students, they want to be here in the college, so this is that how connected they are with the college, with everything which is associated with it. So I thank you all for being with us. And let me apprise one more thing about the girls' hostel, that because why this is so precious and why she wanted to have girls' hostel in the college was because there are hardly few colleges in South Campus. And ours college would be the second college, girls' college. LSF has a girls' hostel, and we are having the girls' hostel. And maybe we say that our college is the only science college that will have a girls' hostel in South Campus. So this was certainly a very big achievement, and we have reached that, achieved that milestone. So I think as an administrator, because I took over the charge after her, and I feel that this is the best gift that I could have given. So thank you so much for being with us. And
Thank you so much, ma'am. Dr. Savita Datta was respected by all, and her contributions in taking Metric College to great academic heights will always be remembered. She was an inspiration to all. I now request Dr. Ritu Dhingra to share a few glimpses of Dr. Datta's life and achievements in the form of a presentation.
Good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to take you through the life of our beloved Dr. Savita Mohan Datta. She had many like, she had many unique attributes which and took her the special side. She was an outstanding scientist and also excelled as an administrator. Her knowledge and professional acumen was remarkable, and she completely personified the phrase Kagar mein Sagar. Principal Dr. Datta's initiatives and the efforts paved the way for imparting education by novel methods in metric. She always strived hard to explore the innovative approaches for fulfilling the primary aim of educating the youth of this country. We have tried to put together a few glimpses of her life in the form of a presentation which will showcase some of the important milestones achieved by her. She was blessed with two sisters and one brother. Her parents were very supportive and encouraging. She did honors in physics from Hindu College, MSc Physics with a special paper on space physics and astrophysics, PhD from Department of Physics. She was the first woman Prime Minister of Hindu College, and she was a bright, intelligent, and popular young woman. She took part in extracurricular activities like dance, drama, debates, and sports. She was happily married to late Mr. Vinod Datta, who was a High Court advocate and is blessed with 2 sons. She did her postdoctorate from University of Delhi. She joined Maitrey College as the founder member of the physics department and set up the physics labs with great enthusiasm. She also had the privilege, we are having the privilege to be appointed as the permanent faculty in the Department of Physics by her. And honors in physics was also introduced in our college by her efforts. She became reader in 1994. Also, she taught the students of MIT at South Campus and worked in various significant committees of the college. Her struggle, her leadership qualities made her selected as the principal Deshbandhu College. There also she worked hard to bring laurels to the college. Her love for Maitrey brought her back as the principal of her college in October 2004. Her efforts, in addition, she also was the member of the various statutory committees. Her efforts to bring laurels to Maitrey were numerous. She organized various lectures, invited various dignitaries. The new science block, enjoyed by the whole college is now ready, and we are enjoying it. The girls' hostel, which was her dream, is now ready to be occupied, as ma'am has told you. It was her dream whose foundations were laid by her efforts. By DBT, we received STAR grant, and STAR status was conferred on 4 science departments of the college in 2013. Ours was the first college to run a postgraduate diploma course in nanotechnology, which was again an innovative idea concepted by Dr. Savita Datta. Many short-term courses were also introduced. Our college also became a center for IGNOU and non-collegiate web. She was the coordinator for CEC. Under Science Setu program, our MOU was signed with ISTI. She was the coordinator for Star College scheme. She coordinated numerous international collaboration programs. Various dignitaries were invited in the college. This is a picture of a conference being organized in the college that was on national level. Various international collaborations were also undertaken under her leadership. Physics staff of the college prepared a lab manual, which was released by the then Vice Chancellor, Professor Deepak Patel. She was very keen to have an innovative studies. She was the chairperson for the committee for designing the 5-year integrated course on journalism, which was introduced in Delhi School of Journalism in September 2017. Her visualization that the first pass-out batch of journalists will be ready in 2022 to cover the centenary celebrations of Delhi University has come true today. She was a visiting faculty member at Institute for Informatics and Communication, project director of 3 projects under UK-India Education and Research Initiative, national coordinator for Pan-African E-Network project, coordinator for physics in the Institute of Lifelong Learning, and DU-CII project member. In addition to the principalship, she was so hardworking and eager to work. She also held an additional charge of Director, Campus of Open Learning. As a COL Director, she again did projects with Milton Keynes UK, a project with Edinburgh's Telford College, and with University of Birmingham. 28 short-term courses were introduced during her tenureship. A Pan-African e-network project was also undertaken. She organized a workshop in Milton Keynes, UK, with her team. Her efforts and hard work was recognized with various awards. She got World Literacy Award, Higher Education Award, Distinguished Alumni Award by the Old Students Association of Hindu College, Pratibha Award for excellent and outstanding contributions in education, and outstanding contribution to the Delhi University on 95th Foundation Day on May 2017. She also got a WEED World Ecology, Environment and Development Award, which was conferred by International Association of Educators for World Peace. Posthumously, she was awarded an Exceptional Woman of Excellence Award, and this was collected by her younger sister, Ms. Sangeeta, who is here with us. We all will keep missing you, ma'am. And every year we are remembering as a token of remembrance. You can on her birthday as a mark of respect and outstanding to Mrs. Datta, who was an outstanding academician and able administrator. We are obliged to these dignitaries for being part of our remembrance. In 2020, we had Professor Dinesh Singh with us, and Professor Deepak Paintal also obliged us with his talk. Today we have Professor Bakshi, who has agreed to raise this occasion. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for the overwhelming presentation, ma'am. I now invite our TIC, Dr. Poonam Juneja, to give a brief introduction of our honorable speaker, Professor Bakshi.
Thank you, Prashpila. I think words are never sufficient to thank, sir. We are all so much honored by your presence here, sir. Your association with Dr. Savita is very much evident. Thank you again. And whatever I read out for his bio note is probably very little we can say about him. He has done so much for the university and for the field of education. But I'll take the liberty of just saying a few things about him. Professor Bakshi is an eminent academician and has been the founding Vice Chancellor of PTM University, Bahadurgarh, Haryana. He has also been the Executive Director of Tertiary Education Commission, Mauritius, a post for which he was selected through a global selection, and Vice Chancellor of UP Rajshri Tandon Open University, Allahabad. Professor Bakshi held the prestigious Sir Shankarlal Chair of Chemistry in the University of Delhi for more than 2 decades and was also head Department of Chemistry, University of Delhi. He has been a visiting professor at GGSIP, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and has also served as director of the Institute of Lifelong Learning, IIIL, as well as the Center for Professional Development in Higher Education, CPDHE, of University of Delhi. Presently, Professor Bakshi is the chairman of National Resource Center of Chemistry of the Government of India, Guru Angad Dev Teaching and Learning Center of the Ministry of Education, located at SGTP Khalsa College, University of Delhi. During 2009 to 11, Professor Bakshi was a member of the Standing Committee of the National Mission on Education through ICT, Government of India. He was the chairman of the National Science Digital Library, NSDL, project of the CSIR in both chemistry and polymer science, and also the chairman of the Content Advisory Committee for Chemistry for the Sashakt portal of the MHRD, Government of India. A double gold medalist and PhD of Delhi University, Professor Bakshi did his postdoctoral training at the University of Erlangen-Nuremberg, Germany, with Professor J. Ladek, and at the Kyoto University and the Institute of Fundamental Chemistry, Kyoto, Japan, with Professor K. Fukai, the Nobel laureate, and Professor T. Yamabe. He has also been a visiting scientist at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, TIFR, Mumbai, and Indian Institute of Science, IISc, Bangalore. Professor Bakshi's research interests include theoretical polymer chemistry with special reference to electrically conducting polymers and biopolymers. He has authored and co-authored more than 180 research papers, 51 e-books and books, as editor, chairman, convener of the working group, and 63 e-modules as author, co-author for postgraduate chemistry courses, as well as the Arpit program of MHRD. Many students have obtained their PhD and MPhil under his able guidance. He has had research projects from CSIR, UGC, DAE, and DST. His other interests include innovation in science education, ICT in higher education, e-learning, and MOOCs. He has also been a member of the National Writing Team for Chemistry, Class 11 and 12 class books of NCRT from 2001 to 2003. Professor Bakshi has been recipient of several awards and academic honors. I shall only be reading out a few, and the list is absolutely endless. Some of these awards include the Vice Chancellor of the Year 2022 Award, His Excellence Education Award 2021, International Public Figure Award 2020, Acharya Chanakya Shikshaved Samman to 2020, World Education Award 2017, Haryana Ratan Award and Bharat Jyoti Award 2016, India Didactic Association Special Award for Excellence in Digital Content in Education 2014, National Education Award by the News Channel Headlines Today 2012, Professor P.K. Bose Memorial Award of the Indian Chemical Society in 2008, Distinguished Teacher Award in 2000, Chemical Research Society of India Medal 2000, and many, many, many more. So indeed, we are honored to have such an, we are really privileged, sir. Absolutely. Professor Bakshi was also facilitated 2 times, first in September 2009 and then in December 2011, for his distinctive and outstanding contributions to education, including e-transformation of the University of Delhi. And this award was conferred to him by the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Recently, in May 2022, Professor Bakshi was also felicitated by the Union Minister, Srimati Smriti Subin Irani, for his outstanding contribution as Chairman, GAD TLC, in the professional development of teachers of the country. He has been a member of the editorial boards of the Indian Journal of Chemistry, Section A, Journal of Scientific and Industrial Research, published by CSIR, and also the chief editor of the UGC-sponsored journal Chemistry Education Review. Professor Bakshi has also been a member of various other professional, academic bodies and committees of MHRD, UGC, NAC, DSC, CBSE, NCRT, various university colleges. Again, the list is endless. So last but not the least, Professor Bakshi has had the distinction of being one of the first persons from the universities of India to have been selected as the member scientist for the 3rd Indian research expedition to Antarctica in 1984. This expedition is the one which built India's permanent base, Dakshin Gangotri, in Antarctica. Sir, thank you so very much for being here today. We are indeed honored and privileged to have you amongst us. especially on this occasion, which is very close to the hearts of the Maitri fraternity. And we look forward to you sharing your experiences and views with all the audience here, as well as those who have joined us online. So thank you once again, and I welcome you, sir.
Without further ado, we now request Professor Bakshi to share his views on a very interesting topic, achieving excellence in higher education in India in the 21st century, challenges and opportunities.
Good morning, everybody. Let me at the very outset express my gratitude to Professor Haritma Chopra, the principal of the college, as well as the physics department of the college, for extending an invitation to me to deliver this very important Dr. Savita Datta Memorial Lecture. I am really grateful to them. Although I have a very mixed feeling, because Savita was a very close friend and colleague of mine. We had a very long association. I remember her from the times when she was doing her PhD in Delhi University. I came to know that she was from Hindu College and she was the first Prime Minister of their students' union. And then, we had a very long association. She was about 2 years junior to me. But then there were many occasions where we met. When I was director ILLL, she was very much a part of our team and contributed significantly in the working of ILLL and achieving its objective. We visited together UK under UKD project as she was the project director. And what impressed me most was her always, that zeal to excel in whatsoever is given to you. I think this is a very rare quality. Everybody has to die someday. There is no doubt about that. But look at the fact, in such a short life, she has left an impact which people are still remembering. That is the lesson which one should learn. She was very cultured, very polite, but formally she would say what she wanted. These are also some of the qualities which one should possess. I'm very happy that college has decided to institute this memorial lecture in her memory. And I'm especially very grateful to Professor Haritma that she is carrying on the legacy of Dr. Savita Datta. Look at the fact, she was just telling that the project of girls hostel, which was started in 2016, Savita ji passed away in 2017, but she worked on that and got it completed. So I'm very happy that this college is going to scale greater heights in the years to come, particularly with Dr. Haritma and the help of the affairs. He is already carrying on the legacy of Dr. Savita. Academic leadership is not very easy. I always, when I was also teaching and all that, and when I first time became Vice Chancellor, there I realized how difficult it is. And what I felt was that an academic leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows them. And that's not very easy. Anybody can occupy the chair, but it's a very big responsibility on your shoulders. There are so many people, so many stakeholders. Management is there, teachers are there, students are there, government is there. And everybody has their own expectation. So how to run an academic institution is a very, very big challenge. And I personally felt the biggest challenge is that everybody has some gifts and talents. You have to identify that and harness that towards the same goal. That's a very big challenge. And this only a good academic leader can do. And I'm sure that Professor Haritma Chopra, whom I also know for a very, very long time, when she was doing her PhD chemistry department, Delhi University, I had joined as a professor there. So since that time, I think it was in mid-90s when I met her first time. But I've always heard very high about the institution and her leadership. And I wish this institution a great success in the years to come. I'm also very happy that Dr. Savita, Savita's younger sister, is also part of this event today. I know that Savita left us prematurely, I would say, because that's not the age these days. But when one has to go before the wishes of the Almighty, you can't do anything. You're just helpless. So the best is that we carry on with the work which she has left incomplete. Having said that, now I come to my talk. When I was approached for delivering this talk, there were many options open to me. I'm basically from chemistry department. And we have been delivering talks on chemistry every other day. But then I thought, let me speak on something which Savita always wanted, to achieve excellence in education. So that is basically the topic of my talk. And then I feel, especially for the young students, this can be a big, big, big motivational talk. Please remember, realization comes to everybody in one's life. But generally, by the time realization comes, that should not happen. Therefore, I am sharing my life's experiences, what I learned with you, so that you don't have to repeat the whole process on your own. So that's basically the title of my talk. It is a tribute to Dr. Savita Datta. This is a motivational talk which will elaborate all one needs in the light of current challenges and opportunities to excel in Indian higher education. This is based on my perception. You may not agree, but this is what I think, having worked in this education scenario for so long. And I think this can prove to be a game changer for all of us. This talk is based on my conceptualization and experience. I wish somebody would have given us this type of talk when we were young students. Nobody did. We learned on our own. So it can help you prepare for that. You know, the basic thinking behind the talk is, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you feed him for a life. That's basically the thinking behind this talk. You know, there is a very famous Chanakya quote. Learn from the mistakes and experiences of others. Because you can't afford to make all of them on your own. You may not live long enough to make all of them on your own. So learn from the experiences and mistakes of others. The secret of success in life is to be ready when your opportunity comes. And then please remember, excellence is never an accident. Never. Life is a process. No one rises suddenly in this world, not even the sun. Therefore, excellence is not to be taken as an accident. You have to work hard. Excellence is the gradual result of always striving to do better. This is something you have to keep it in mind. Look at this. The desire and will to keep going is a result of persistence. Only the persistent can achieve their goals. And look at the right-hand side, what it says. If you get 1% better each day for 1 year, you will end up 38 times better at the end of the day. You know, there is a meaning behind each one of them. Just 1% try to be better. But if you get 1% worse each day, you can see what is the situation. So the decision is yours. This talk is basically in 3 parts. Let me talk about part 1. You know, you may ask me the question, what does excellence in higher education mean? I'm talking only in the context of higher education. I'm talking in the context of outstanding student. And if you have been outstanding student, you can become an outstanding teacher and then outstanding researcher. The foundation is at this age for the young students. Don't think that you will do this later on. That will never come again. This is the age when the foundations are laid. And you have to be very, very careful about that. You know, I always feel that if you want to be an outstanding student, teacher, or researcher in any subject you may be, you should have a very sound and deep knowledge in the subject. Proficient in practical skills, clarity of concepts, and you should have done a lot of thinking on this. See, my personal experience is your teaching should reflect the amount of thinking you have done on this. And then you should have the passion to become an outstanding teacher. Because nothing great in this world has ever been achieved without passion. And please remember, the quality of an educational system can never exceed the quality of its teachers. So if you want to enhance the quality of education in a system, you must raise the competence level of the teachers. Otherwise, It will just remain like that. So somebody very rightly said, an institution is ultimately as good as its faculty. And then if you want to be an outstanding researcher, you need to be an out-of-box thinker. You need to be innovative and creative. And you need to have analytical mind, analytical skills. And for research, 4 C's are very important: curiosity, creativity, courage, and commitment. But please remember, nothing can be achieved overnight. You have to work hard for it. You cannot become out-of-box thinker overnight. And then you also need to have excellent communication and presentation skills. Because no one will take the pains to listen to your ideas until and unless your communication is effective and impressive. I think sometimes myself, I became lecturer in Delhi University when I was just 21-year-old. Nobody had taught us these communication and presentation skills. We learned in the process. But the present day world is different. You should acquire these skills. And please remember, all the great speakers were bad speakers at first. So don't think that you can never become. You can always become. We came from government schools where we learned English only in 6th class, first time. But then you should have the bulldog determination and willpower. And you can come to the top. Second point which I want to say is, let's have a look at the current higher education scenario in India. India has one of the largest systems of education in the world. We have presently more than 1,000 universities, 50,000 colleges, about 1.4 million teachers, and about 37.4 million students. Such a large system. But look at the world ranking. None of our universities come in the top universities. There has been a decline. As an Indian, I must worry why this is happening. And please remember, one of the main reasons for poor world ranking of our institutions is poor quality of our research programs. Lack of quality research is because we are not having creative minds which are coming out of education system. The research is always done in the minds. Ideas have to come in the mind. Infrastructure, funding, those things are important, but not that important as it's the creativity. In India, I see there is a crisis of innovation and creativity. And this is a consequence of our education system. Look at the fact. No Indian scientist working in India has been able to get Nobel Prize since 1930. C.V. Raman was the person last who got it in 1930 for the discovery of Raman effect. Then these people got Nobel Prizes, no doubt. But then they were non-resident Indians. Even Amrita Sen, although he is an Indian, but for decades he has been staying abroad. Even Abhijit Banerjee is an American citizen. Please remember, Nobel Prize is not a lifetime achievement award. If you really want to excel in research at that level, you need many things. One is enormous amount of creativity and open-mindedness. And this cannot come overnight. We need people who should collaborate, willingness to collaborate. And third is perseverance and resilience. We sometimes want immediate gains. That's not possible. I remember 2 years back, a chemistry Nobel Prize winner. He was 97 years old. Just imagine. There is a book, called The Scientific Edge, written by Jayant Narlikar. In this book, he highlights 5 achievements of Indian science and technology in the first half of the 20th century. And he says these were mainly individual efforts of these people. But if you go to the second half of the 20th century, they were mainly on government-funded science and technology projects. Green revolution, space, nuclear energy, superconductivity, etc. So then he puts a question. Why is it that in the second part of the 20th century, we could not recreate the magic of the early part of the century created by Ramanujan, Raman, etc.? A question may come to your mind. Why do we lack in quality research after all? This is linked to our educational system. So the question comes, what is the fundamental flaw in our education system?
We were told in our kindergarten. Imagine that this was done differently. Say we had asked you for all the words starting with A, and A's, April, and. Different answers would have popped out of everyone's head. Do you see where the problem is? Before children start going to school, every child is unique. Every child thinks different. But the education system makes every child think the same. This is the fundamental flaw in the education system. Why did this start? During the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, the education system was designed to make children ready to work in factories. The factories did not require people to think, but to only work like robots. So the education system stripped children of their freedom to think and destroyed their true potential. The same education system continues even today. Only the industries have changed. A study by NASA shows that 98% of children think different before they start going to school. As they go through this education system, at 25 years of age, only 2% think different, and 98% think the same. So how does the education system make every child the same? Let's go back to the apple example. Kindergarten lessons told us that A is for apple. We asked you for words that start with A. Our education system gave us the answers. We asked you a question. Answers make you the same. Questions make you different. Right from kindergarten, the education system keeps giving answers. Instead of asking children how plants make food, the science teacher gives you the definition of photosynthesis. Instead of asking them to describe the sun, the teacher tells them that the sun is a ball of fire at the center of the solar system. Through their years in school, children lose the capability to think on their own. Whether it is their choice of career or their relationship or any situation in life, they become.
So you can very well see how our education system strip our children of their ability to think on their own. See, education is not the learning of the facts. It is the training of the mind to think. And that's the real problem for our research also. Our education system does not encourage thinking, innovation, and creativity among students. And please remember, without creativity, there can be no progress, and we would be forever repeating the same pattern. Creativity, as a matter of fact, is as important as literacy. Albert Einstein once said, I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Because this curiosity is the foundation of creativity. And once you are creative, then you can become innovative, then enterprise you can start, and you can become a successful entrepreneur. So you can very well understand what the problem is. This was my article in Times of India about creativity crisis in the Indian education system. Now I come to part 2, where I will talk to you about the challenges in the 21st century. These are especially for students and of course for teachers also. We are living in an information age. Getting any information just by the click of the mouse is possible. But then this age is an age of uncertainty. There is a report of World Economic Forum according to which we do not know where our students will be employed in future. There is so much uncertainty. Then this is also an age of artificial intelligence. This is an age where artificial intelligence will equal the intelligence of the student by the time they finish education. So if I can have machines with the same intelligence as you, then why do I need you? That could be a question in future. All these types of jobs are now going to be in danger in future. You have to be very careful. All those repetitive or predictable nature jobs, those jobs which require no critical thinking, no critical analysis, no research base, no specialization. They will be taken over by, artificial intelligence, automation, or robotics. And then this is also an age of mass education. Everybody is trying to increase the gross enrollment ratio. So this is an age where more students over the next 30 years will graduate than since the beginning of the recorded history. So what does it mean? So in future, there will be very few traditional jobs, but many takers. And that will create a sort of big competition. And now what is going to be a challenge for a teacher in future? The challenge is going to be how and what to teach the child to succeed in a future that is so uncertain. So it's going to be a big challenge for all of us. Next point I want to say is, what are the 21st century learning needs? It is said that in the 21st century, if you want to excel, you need two things. One is rigorous academic content. You should be very good in your subject. And then 21st century skills. These two taken together lead to deeper learning, which is imperative for the students to succeed. Now you may ask the question, what are 21st century skills everybody is talking about? 21st century skills are a set of abilities which our students must possess if they want to stay competitive in the changing job market. And these are the 12 skills you can see coming under 3 headings. One is learning skills, which is critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. Then is literacy skills. You have information literacy, media literacy, and technology literacy. And the third is life skills. Flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. Dear students, these skills are going to be the deciding factor in the years. You may ask the question, why suddenly they have become so important? The answer is that you cannot have machines with these skills. You can't have a machine which is creative or which is critically thinking or which is having leadership quality. So all those who will have these skills, they will have an advantage over the others. Skill development is always a major concern in India, although there is a ministry, but the need for skilled workforce is increasing day by day. There is a report that by 2024, there is going to be a shortfall of more than 4 million high-skilled workers. There will be such jobs, but there will be no workers who are highly skilled. So you can see a strange situation is going to develop over a period of time. For traditional jobs, many takers, but for high-skilled jobs, nobody to take. So the prudence demands you should focus on these areas. Look at these companies. These companies are already hiring people without degrees, provided they have the skill set. And you know one thing more you should note. I'm telling you what is going to happen in future. The concept of success is also going to change now. It will have a different meaning now. Successful people in the 21st century will choose their own jobs, create their own jobs, rather than working in the traditional job market. No, they will choose their own working hours. They will work anywhere in the world. And you know, the concept of jobs for life will be over. Like that, you know, we say permanent job. That concept is going to end. And then upskilling and reskilling will become an absolute necessity. In any job you may be, after a few years, your skill will become outdated. You need to be upskilled and reskilled. So lifelong learning is a must now. And then successful people will also change what they are working on, keep up with their interests. They will outsource the things which they don't like. And there is nothing like salary and increment. They will enjoy any earning potential, depending upon how much they work. So you can see how the concept is changing. So ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to say is your aim should be to acquire competence for excellence. Quality education in the 21st century will focus on these three things: knowledge, skills, and one more thing which is very important, and that is values, attitude, disposition. That means your personality. Then you should also have the conducive learning environment in the institution and adequate infrastructure. This is the summary of how the education is going to be in the 21st century. And you know, these three things define what is called competence: knowledge, skills, and proactive personality. That is why these days everybody talks about competency-based education and assessment. You know, when we were students, everybody talked about knowledge. Hardly any focus on skills or personality development. But now, not only you should teach these things, you should assess also these things. When you go for IAS or civil services, the interview is called personality test, because you need all these things. So please acquire competence. You know, please remember, for success in life, personality plays a very, very important role. So this is a very important data which I got. 87% of all people fail, not because of capability, but because of personality. And then they don't know that it is the personality because of which they are not able to come up. your attitude, your values, your day-to-day dealing with the people, then your personality is manifested. The next challenge, in my opinion, is you need to enhance the quality of higher education in India. Ensuring quality higher education is one of the most important things we can do for future generations. You know, in education, three things are very important, according to me. What do we teach? Generally, our syllabi are heavy and outdated. How do we teach pedagogies? Generally, we follow teacher-centric talk and chalk. And the third is, how do we assess our students? Generally, we have examination-driven learning. That's not the purpose of education. You know, about India's education system, it is said like this. Look at this slide. We have 21st century students, but the content which we teach sometimes is of 19th century. Courses, architecture is of the 19th century. Methodology, generally of 20th century. So there is a mismatch. We have not changed with the changing times. On paper, we have changed. But in reality, we still remain the same old system. Now in curriculum, what is curriculum? Curriculum is the total learning experience. Now, you know, the knowledge in all disciplines is growing very fast. So fast, there's a doubling time of the growth of knowledge has shrunk considerably. There was a time when human knowledge was getting doubled in 150 years. Now it is getting doubled in almost 73 days. Any discipline. In any discipline, what we know is a drop and what we do not know is an ocean. That is why the new education policy says we should have light syllabi, core essentials to be included, but the syllabi should be modern. We need to have skill-based and industry-led curriculum. But then the question is, are our teachers equipped accordingly to do justice with that curriculum? That's the question. Outdated syllabi, create a big problem. They increase the gap between what is learned and what should be. I remember 20 years back, I wrote NCERT chemistry books. I was one of the co-authors. And what we wrote 20 years back, more than that, still the same, and before that, almost the same. The world has gone there, and we are still teaching the same thing. I don't say that those things are not important. They were important, but now they should be relegated into history of science. Include only the core essentials. And this gap affects the quality of research. I remember when I did my PhD and went abroad, I wanted to change the field. My supervisor said, you have been a good student, but if you want to work in this field, you will have to read all this. So for almost 1.5 years, I read all those things, new development, and then I started. Here I realized that modernization of syllabi is so important. Pedagogy also, teaching. We still teach by the same talk and chalk method, which has many limitations, you all know. Teacher-centric, monologue, presumes all students learn in identical fashion. You can't solve many problems in the class due to the paucity of time, slow and time-consuming. And then our education system, our teaching method focuses more on examination, rote learning, and scoring high marks. That's not the purpose. This is today's reality in every discipline. Nobody wants to get the clarity of concepts, 90+ marks, okay, good. These are realities. We are all colleagues. Let's talk it from that point of view. That is why there is a need to have learner-centric education. In learner-centric education, you focus on improving students' learning. And that is possible through engaging. Please remember, learning is not the product of teaching. Learning is the product of activity of it. The more you engage students, the more they will learn. The thinking behind learner-centric education is that students learn best when engrossed in the topic, motivated to seek out new knowledge and skills because they need them in order to solve the problem set. And all this is possible in this information age. And learner-centric is not one method of teaching. There are many. For example, in the traditional learning, what do? A student is told what they need to know, they memorize it, and then a problem is assigned to illustrate how they do what they have memorized. But in the problem-based learning, a problem is assigned, then you try to find out what you need in order to solve that problem. Search that, find out that, apply that, learn that, and then solve it. So you are engaged. The same is the case in project-based learning. Even in collaborative learning, I have some idea, you have some idea, we together come out with a better idea, collaborative learning. Here a new approach has come, which is called TPS strategy, think, pair, share. The problem is given to the students come out with an idea, then student is paired with another, they together think, work, share their ideas and come out with a better idea. Then a bigger group is formed. So this is called collaborative. So it's something like turning classroom into a collaborative learning community. But the role of the teacher is going to be different. Look at these universities, Harvard, Stanford, Wharton. These are the leading universities of the world. More case focuses on case studies, problem-based learning, experiential learning, project-based learning, and very little focus on lecture-based. We talk more about lecture-based. We also need to follow an integrated approach to teaching and learning. Please do not teach subjects in isolation. For example, if I teach chemistry, I teach it have nothing to do with other subjects. That's not correct. The present day world is of interdisciplinary nature. Research is also of that. That is why a new model which has become very popular all over the world is flipped classroom model. Now, all over the world, people are following this method. What is flipped classroom model? Look at this. Teacher will create a video lecture and share it with the students. Students at home will watch that video lecture 1, 2, 3 times, and then they will prepare questions for the teacher. And then at school or college, teacher will facilitate discussion and answer students' questions. And student will ask questions and they will participate in learning. So you are involving the student. Here, students are the active participants. They are not just at the receiving end. But please remember, are we really following? Please remember, if you teach today's students as you taught yesterday, you are going to rob them of them. Teachers must change with the changing times. This was my article which I mentioned. This is my article about flipped classroom, which came in Education Campus. And third is assessment, very important. National education policy says we need to transform the system of culture of assessment. Please remember, assessment drives learning. The way you will assess your students will start learning in that. They want marks. Our examination system is rote-based, mainly about textbook content, testing facts, definitions, procedures, etc. Anything coming from outside the book is branded out of syllabus or even protested. For many years, I was the +2 paper setter. Strict instructions, you have to follow NCERT. You can't do much. Look at this. This is a very important slide. Learning is a 6-level hierarchy. Learning should always take you from remembering, understanding, application up to creative. From lower order thinking skill to higher order thinking. Teaching should also take you, assessment should also take you from lower order thinking skill to higher order thinking. But this is not happening. That is why there is a creativity crisis in Indian education system. Assessment process needs to be made more scientific to encourage multiple steps. We need to have the questions which discourage rote learning, focus on conceptual clarity, thinking, innovation, creativity, real-life situation, unfamiliar situation, catch problem solving and analytical ability. For example, now CUET came, Common University Entrance Test. Again, it is a multiple choice question based. It is very convenient to evaluate them, to mark them, but it has some limitations also. You cannot measure the ability of the students to apply knowledge to complex problems. There is no opportunity for the students to demonstrate the depth of their knowledge. No opportunity to showcase creative, logical, and analytical skills. And then there is no test of effective writing or oral skills. Writing skills are so important. Through multiple choice questions, how will you test that? So, different assessment tools have their own limitations. Open book examination we had, that has also some limitations. And then, we need to, another challenge is we need to embrace technology and become tech savvy. The new education policy very clearly mentions that the relationship between technology and education is bidirectional. Technology enhances the quality of education, and enhanced quality of education further improves the technology. So they feed on it. Look at this, what happens in one internet minute. Just see, 900,000 logins on the Facebook. 4.1 million videos are viewed on YouTube in 1 minute. How much we are dependent on. And now Japan is coming with an internet which is 100,000 times faster than the current speed. So you can very well imagine how the things are going to change. It will be difficult to imagine education without technology in the 21st century. But technology should be used strategically. Actually, most of our students use technology excessively, and it has adversely impacted their creativity. They have stopped thinking. Everything is taught by the machine. And ICT, how it has changed the world of education. And during Corona pandemic, how much change has occurred? Everybody knows it. Look at this. This is the one single slide which summarizes how ICT has impacted higher education. Teaching learning has changed. E-learning and books have come. Everybody knows. Experimental work is being done through virtual labs. Syllabi you can do through ICT, email, discussion forums, video conferencing. Research, literature is growing very fast. So you have electronic databases. Assessment, online examination has become very popular. National Testing Agency has been created. Professional development of the teachers. When I was in CPDHE, we used to do one refresher course, 30, 40 people will come. But now, as chairman of the Guru Angad Dev Teaching National Resource Center of Chemistry, we have ARPIT program in chemistry online through SWAYAM portal. And thousands of teachers could join. Again, the strength of technology. And then ICT empowered pedagogies have come. New methods of teaching have come. So you can see technology is everywhere. And then virtual universities are going to come. And one more thing. I am giving you a futuristic idea about education. We need to be ready for education 4.0. India is entering an era of education 4.0, which is a total technology mediated education. We are presently having fourth industrial revolution. 3 are already over. So it is the industrial revolution 4, which is based on cyber physical systems. Education 4.0 means the education system which is aligned with the needs of industrial revolution 4. What type of workforce you will require? That comes from education system. So they have to be aligned with it. These are going to be the technologies of the future. This. And one more thing which is going to happen. Let me tell you to my young teachers, friends. World is slowly moving towards personalized learning. The thinking behind personalized learning is every learner is unique. Every learner has his own strengths, his own interest, his own comprehension rate, his own learning capacity. So find out the strengths and weaknesses of a learner, his interests, and then prescribe a curriculum. And all this is possible using artificial intelligence. So that is how the world is going to change. And this is a very, very important slide. My one article on this is going to come in Times of India very soon. Personalized learning and integrated curriculum are going to be the future of education. Integrated curriculum would mean, see, if I teach chemistry, after my lecture, physics teacher comes, then maths teacher comes. Everybody is teaching their own syllabus. No link. So integrated curriculum will mean if I teach something, then the next teacher takes up its applications in physics or in mathematics. So that you get a holistic view of the education. It's going to be a big challenge, but it is now going to happen. Integrated curriculum. Here, for example, I'm from chemistry. Physical chemistry people will say, oh, this is an organic chemistry. I hope organic will say, oh, this should talk to the physical chemistry. So what to talk of interdisciplinary, even within the disciplines, we are not able. How do we expect our students? The problem is problem is not of the students also. The problem is not with our teachers also, because our teachers have also been taught in that. Then gamification is going to come in a very big way. Games. You play the games and you learn. That's basically the thinking. This was my article about how education 4.0 will work for coming generations. Believe you me, maybe 10 years later from now, note it down, things will totally change. Prudence demands you should take steps well in it. But please remember, technology will never replace great teachers. But technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformed. So be a great teacher. These days, teachers, many people trying to become tech savvy, they have lost contact with their own subject. That's the unfortunate part. This was my article in Times of India about technology won't replace teachers. So this is the future of education. Amalgamation of the transformations driven by Education 4.0, National Education Policy, 20 student needs technology. And please remember, the roles of the teachers are going to change now. These are going to be the new roles. You need to become tech savvy in ICT skills. Must. Students are enrolled in e-learning and books. If they have some queries, who will answer them? It is the teacher. So a teacher should know how to manage a virtual classroom and a discussion. They need to engage students with learner-centric pedagogy. Teachers will be more or less like facilitators, coaches, not merely knowledge providers. Now, there are many sources of knowledge. You don't need to depend only on teachers. That's the big change now. And then you should also be proficient in the development of deep content editing. So many MOOCs have been developed. More than 2,000 MOOCs are there on the SWIME portal. Our center has developed almost 50 MOOCs for the country, the maximum. But the biggest problem came while developing MOOCs was the teachers who have been teaching that paper for a very long time. When you ask them to write, it becomes simple. Writing skills are missed. So please remember, we need a transformation of teachers. A change of mindset is required. What I know is enough. That is not going to work. It should be, I must learn more. You have to be interdisciplinary, thinking, upskilling, and learning. The regular professional development is the need of the hour. Please remember, professional development is a journey and not a destination. ये नहीं कि भाई हमने एक रिफ्रेशर कोर्स कर लिया, okay. It will not work. टीचिंग में तो मेरे ख्याल में ये चीजों का ध्यान रखिए. Best mind should come to the teaching profession. Teachers को भी पढ़ा education हो कि भाई many teachers are very good, but how to introduce a topic, how to build it, that's a big challenge. Good promotional avenues. There should be awards or fellowships for excellence in teaching, conceptual clarity, regular professional development. Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Can I take 10 minutes more?
Absolutely, sir. Even more
Are
than
you
that,
sufficiently bored?
no, sir.
Not sufficient. It will take 10 minutes more. Just because I want to complete it. Frequently allowed? Because then it will give me a sense of completion. I want to give you some life-changing tips. What I did not have, what I learned. But you should learn right now. This is what the whole crux is. Knowledge I have taught, skills I have taught, personality part we need. Personality means set of traits and behaviors that characterize an individual. Personality doesn't mean your looks only. No. I personally feel we are so much obsessed with our work. We have forgotten the art of living. Yes, there is hardly anything left in our life. Always tense, obsessed. Art of living means capability to draw pleasure from life and to succeed in the greatest test called. No, this is the World Happiness Report. Look at this. India is at 136th position. People are not happy. What is going on in their minds? I don't know. They don't enjoy the moment. Please remember, there is always another chance for everything in life. But the fact is, there is no chance of another. You do not find the happy life to make it. You will have to make it. Don't think that someday the happy life will come. The whole life will pass away like that. So be proactive in life. This is my one tip to young students. Proactive people focus on preparing, reactive people focus on preparing. Proactive people don't wait for the ship to come in, they swim on. So you have to be proactive. Please decide your priorities in life and learn the art of time management. Manage your time. I think this is the most single important tip for you. Everybody says, but hardly very few people manage. Please remember, today is the tomorrow you worried about yesterday. Time management is ultimately life. Every day is only once in a life. This 30th September 2022 will never come again. Yes. And then one more thing, live in the moment. This is something which I learned very late. You know, it depends upon your grooming, how you are brought up. The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all. Life becomes more meaningful when you realize the simple fact that you will never get the same moment. Live in the moment. You know, I had some good video, but it is from Bollywood, but I think it will convey how time changes. Look at this. No, this. Sorry, will come with time. Another quality is self-belief. You know, in order to succeed in life, you must believe that you can. Otherwise, world will not let you succeed. Let me tell you very honest. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch but in her own wings. That is what you should have. Any line you choose, excellence should be the key word. A penguin can never be a giraffe, so try to be the best penguin you can. If teaching, excel in teaching. In research, excel in research. And then one more thing, self-discipline. You know, self-discipline, I learned very late. It basically means controlling your thoughts. Because if you can control what you think, you can control what you do. It was a difficult task, but I learned. Please remember there is nothing in this world that can trouble you more than your own thoughts. Cages are not made of iron, they are made of thoughts. An average person per day thinks 70,000 thoughts per day. Everything is happening, you know. You are sitting here, but thoughts are coming to you. So please practice self-control. If you can learn self-control, you can master anything. Then work hard sensibly. You know, many of us are very hard working, but without direction. Please remember, direction is more important than speed. So choose your direction very carefully. If one plan doesn't work, change the plan, but not the goal. And then many of us are not able to make much impact in life because they are in a comfort zone. Look at the life of Dr. Savita. Even when she was seriously ill, she was still guiding the public. She was still guiding the people who came. That's the commitment you should. Because life begins at the end of your comfort. It's only once you are stepped out of your comfort zone that you begin to change, grow, and transform. And many of us, sometimes are not able to take initiative because there is a fear of failure. याद रखिए, जब तक तुम डरते रहोगे, तुम्हारी जिंदगी के फैसले कोई और लेता। इनको जो भी मैं आज कह रहा हूँ, खासतौर पे बच्चों के लिए कह रहा हूँ, इनको सोचिए। ये लाइफ का मैं जिस दे रहा हूँ। Failures can be the pillars of success, depending on how you take. Your attitude towards failure determines your altitude after. और एक वरी करना छोड़ दीजिए। ये मैं आपको कह रहा हूं, जबकि एक टाइम था जब मैं सबसे ज्यादा वरी करता। आदत होती है, जैसे मैंने बताया कि फैमिली प्रॉब्लम। Because worry is a misuse of your imagination. You suffer more in imagination than in reality. और एक बार, one day you will look back and realize that you worried too much about things that don't really matter. पर तब से क्या होगा? टाइम निकल चुका, फिर आप क्या कर सकते? अब आप देखिए, आप 20 साल, 30, 40, 50, 60 किसी भी एज ग्रुप में हो, जो टाइम निकल गया वो तो निकल, उसको तो कुछ नहीं। और एक और क्वालिटी बनी है, जब वाइस चांसलर बना तब मैंने रियलाइज, have empathy. Empathy means it's one of the most important interpersonal skills. It helps you to connect with another person. Empathy is seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another. That means you put yourself into another's shoes. Just watch this. This is really an eye-opener.
I recently came across this image and story and had to share it. The man in this picture doesn't know that there is a snake underneath. The woman doesn't know that there is a stone crushing the man. The woman thinks, I am going to fall, and I can't climb because the snake is going to bite me. Why can't she use a little more strength and pull me up? The man thinks, I am in so much pain, yet I'm still pulling you as much as I can. Why doesn't she try and climb a little harder? The moral is, you can never see the pressure the other person is under, and the other person can't see the pain you're in. This is life, whether it's with work, family, feelings, or friends. We should try to understand each other a little. Try to see the situation from the other person's point of view. Put yourself in their shoes. Learn to think differently. Be more open to other perspectives and opinions. A little kindness and patience goes a long way. Everyone we meet is fighting their own battle. Some you will never hear about. You may wish other people would be more understanding and compassionate and helpful to you. So be all those things for other people. Lori Deshen once gave some priceless advice. She said, practice the pause. Pause before assuming. Pause before accusing. And pause whenever you're about to react harshly. You might avoid saying things you'll later regret. Be kind to each other.
So you can see, when you see yourself in others, it is impossible to outweigh them. That's basically the thing. Anger you should control. That's very important. No, never say mean words out of anger. Your anger will pass, but your mean words can scare a person for life. So use kind words or better be silent. Never reply when you are angry. Never make a promise when you are happy. Never make a decision when you are sad. I'm telling to young people because now they can mold their personality at this age. Otherwise, the older you become, it's become difficult to change yourself. And note down one thing, psychologists say beneath every anger, there always lies something. And this is very important. Arrogance. Sometimes, a small success goes into a person's head. There is a difference between confidence and arrogance. Confidence comes from self-belief. Arrogance comes from ego. You should never become arrogant. There is a very famous quote. कभी किसी चीज का घमंड आ जाए तो शमशान का एक चक्कर लगाना तुमसे बेहतरीन लोग वहां राख बने पड़े. Remember that you are dust and to dust you shall return. So keep this reality of life always in mind. And one more thing, have a high opinion of yourself. Look at this. Having a low opinion of yourself is not modesty, it is self-destruction. Always think high of yourself. And while I was preparing, I just jotted down some of the common habits of most successful people in the world. Strategic planning and deliverance. Laser sharp focus and determination. Risk-taking ability, courageous. Health and fitness, that is very important. And then hard work and consistency, never give up. Take care of your body because it is the only place you have to live. Even your intelligence and skills will function at the peak of their capacity when the body is healthy and strong. We realize the importance of health in old age. So, dear students, what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, your biggest competition is you all. You don't have the problem, you are the problem. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest. This is the life mantra. Live every second of your life. Stop worrying about future because ultimate future for all of us is there. Stop worrying and start living. Forgive people and forget. Try to stay positive. ये बड़ी अच्छी कहावत है. स्वर्ग भी तू है, नर्क भी तू है. इन दोनों का फर्क भी तू. जिंदगी छोटी नहीं होती है. लोग जीना ही देरी से शुरू करते हैं. जब तक रास्ते समझ में आते हैं तब तक लौटने का वक्त है. It's never too late to give what you might. Nothing can stop you once you have decided to. Just I was recalling Savita, one day you will be just a memory for something. Do your best to be good. This is the last part, 2 slides. Challenges keep us fresh. It is said a ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built. So humans are not designed to be happy in status. So continue to remain dissatisfied so that you can get better. Challenges are what keep us fresh. This is a good principle to have. Don't take every challenge as a problem. Take every problem as a challenge. This is a message for all of you. There is a book, Die Empty, written by Todd Henry. Todd Henry was asked, what prompted you to write this book? He said that he was attending a business meeting where the director asked a question, where is the richest land in the world? One said it is the oil rich Gulf state, other said diamond mines in Africa. Then he said, wrong. The richest place in the world is cemetery, the burial ground, where millions of people have departed and carried with them many invaluable ideas, which could not come to light, and they are remaining buried. That is the richest place. He got an idea from there and wrote a book, Live Full, Die Empty. Don't die old, die empty. That's the goal of life. And that would be a real tribute to Savita. Go to the cemetery and disappoint us gravely, because he or she has given everything to the world. No one has ever become poor by giving. आज सुबह मैंने ये एक स्लाइड डाली, देखो चल सकती है चलेगी? चलिए ये लास्ट स्लाइड है। दुनिया में जितनी भी अच्छी बातें हैं सब कही जा चुकी है, बस अमल करना था, यही बस सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम। थैंक यू वेरी मच। Sorry, I took little more time, but let's say.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and enriching talk, which kept us all engrossed throughout. I am sure each and everyone present here in this room could relate to everything what sir said.
Sir, some of our students have already sent some questions, and we would like to read them on their behalf, with your permission.
The first question is by Bhavna Singh of Physics Honor second year, and she has asked, there is less focus on research in higher education and public sector institutions lack proper infrastructure facilities. What could be the solution for it?
देखिए, रिसर्च पे थोड़ा फोकस कम है, इसके लिए हम क्या कर सकते हैं, यही कुछ क्वेश्चन है आपका। एक तो मुझे ये लगता है कि भाई हमारे जो बेस्ट साइंस के स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो 12th के बाद या तो इंजीनियरिंग में चले जाते हैं या मेडिसिन में चले। बहुत कम लोग हैं जो कि प्योर साइंसेज में आते हैं, और उनमें से बहुत कम हैं जो आगे आके रिसर्च। तो आप देख सकते हो कि कैसे फिल्टरिंग पहले ही हो चुकी है, और इसकी एक वजह ये भी है कि हमारा जो रिसर्च कल्चर है कंट्री में नहीं, रिसर्च कैपेसिटी भी बहुत कम है। अगर आप डेटा देखें तो मतलब 0.5% जो टोटल एनरोलमेंट है हायर एजुकेशन में, उसका 0.5% सिर्फ रिसर्च में आता है। तो रिसर्च के प्रोफेशन को अट्रैक्टिव बनाना पड़ेगा, जॉब्स की क्रिएटिविटी बनानी पड़ेगी, तभी लोग रिसर्च की तरफ आए। और हमारे पढ़ाने का मतलब हम अपने बच्चों को भी रिसर्च के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से पढ़ाएं, हम उनको एग्जामिनेशन या 90% प्लस मार्क्स लेने के कॉन्सेप्ट से ना। क्योंकि मुझे याद है मेरे साथ कई स्टूडेंट्स ने पीएचडी करा जो दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के टॉपर्स। अब उनकी ये फीलिंग कई बार होती थी कि भाई जैसे एमएससी तक एक सिलेबस होता था, बड़ी मेहनत करते थे, हम टॉप कर जाए, रिसर्च में भी कुछ ऐसा हो। अब वहां पर उनको अपना सोचने वाली बात आनी चाहिए, आउट ऑफ बॉक्स थिंकिंग, बुक को पढ़ के एनालिटिकल स्किल्स होनी चाहिए, निकालना। ये बड़ा एक मुश्किल, मुझे तो अभी लगने लगा, मेरा पर्सनल ओपिनियन है, अब हम 4 ईयर के बाद पीएचडी में एडमिशन देने जा रहे हैं कुछ बच्चों को, जैसा कि नया प्रोग्राम आ रहा है। मुझे तो लगता है कि इस बार ये भी बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज ना बने, क्योंकि 4 ईयर के बाद अगर आप बच्चे को पीएचडी में एडमिट करोगे, इसका मतलब एमएससी उसको करने की जरूरत नहीं है। जब एमएससी करने की जरूरत नहीं है तो वो जो एक सब्जेक्ट की डेप्थ होती है वो मेरे ख्याल में बच्चों में नहीं है, क्योंकि 4 ईयर के बेसिक प्रोग्राम में 3 सेमेस्टर में वो जाके पढ़ेंगे सब्जेक्ट को, तो उसी की बेस पे पीएचडी कर लेंगे, फिर कल वो लेक्चरर भी असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर भी बनेंगे और फिर पढ़ाएंगे भी। तो कैसे जस्टिस होगा, मुझे थोड़ा सा अभी बहुत ज्यादा क्लियर पिक्चर। सो दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक।
Thank you, sir. Students from third year BSc Honors Physics, Astha Agarwal and Vashali Pagoli has asked that there is no dearth of good institutes in India. Then why students prefer going abroad for higher studies?
देखिए, पहली तो है कि डेफिनेशन गुड इंस्टीट्यूट्स की क्या है। कुछ इंस्टीट्यूट्स तो हैं हमारे जो कि रिसर्च के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बहुत ही अच्छे, टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट हुआ, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस हुए, आईयूटीज हुए, बट ये तो बहुत कम परसेंट। हमारे ज्यादातर बच्चे तो ऑर्डिनरी यूनिवर्सिटीज और कॉलेजेस में जहाँ है वो कोई बहुत वर्ल्ड क्लास नहीं है। तो जो बच्चे बड़े ब्राइट हैं, जो रिसर्च ओरिएंटेड माइंड वाले हैं, वो लीडिंग यूनिवर्सिटीज में अगर जाते हैं तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्योंकि इंडिया में अभी भी हमें वर्ल्ड क्लास यूनिवर्सिटीज बनाने में टाइम लगता है। नाम से नहीं हो जाएगा कि बोलो भी कल से ये यूनिवर्सिटी वर्ल्ड क्लास हो जाएगी। हमें इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स चाहिए, इंटरनेशनल फैकल्टी चाहिए, हमें पैसा भी चाहिए, बिकॉज क्वालिटी कम्स विद ए प्राइस। You need to have world-class infrastructure. You need to have world-class laboratories. The leadership be appropriate. तो ये सारी चीजें ओवर ए पीरियड ऑफ टाइम जाके एक इंस्टीट्यूट को वर्ल्ड क्लास करें। तो अगर बच्चे जाते हैं तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, बच्चे में तो बच्चे होंगे।
Okay, sir. So next question is by Ria Goyal of third year physics honors, and she has asked how one can choose his or her suitable field of specialization.
देखिए, मेरे ख्याल में तो ये आपके इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर ही है। मैं यहाँ पर तो नहीं बता सकूंगा कि आप अपनी फील्ड कैसे चूज करें। इट वेरीज फ्रॉम इंडिविजुअल टू इंडिविजुअल। मुझे याद है कि केमिस्ट्री के अंदर ही जब हम एमएससी में होते थे बच्चे, तो स्पेशलाइजेशन चुननी होती थी कि भाई फिजिकल करना है, ऑर्गेनिक करना है या इनऑर्गेनिक करना है, तो उसमें भी कई बार डिबेट हो जाता। तो इसके लिए कोई यही ज्यादा से ज्यादा बता सकते हैं कि भाई इसमें जॉब एवेन्यूज बेटर है, इसमें रिसर्च का ये स्कोप है। ये इसके अलावा तो मेरे ख्याल में आपका अपना इंटरेस्ट सबसे ज्यादा है। अब फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री जिसमें मैंने करी थी एमएससी अपने टाइम में, ज्यादातर बच्चे पसंद नहीं करते क्योंकि मैथमेटिकल होता है, क्वांटम आ गई, थ्योरेटिकल स्टैटिस्टिकल आ गई। Those who are not very good, they will try to avoid them. Again, it varies from individual. But please remember, every line needs topic. कोई भी लाइन चूज कर लीजिए, एक्सीलेंस शुड बी योर की। मीडियोक्रिटी का जमाना खत्म हो जाए, कोई भी नहीं पूछेगा। कोई भी लाइन ले लीजिए, उसमें टॉप तक पहुंच जाए। टीचर बनिए तो आउटस्टैंडिंग, रिसर्चर बनिए अच्छे, कोई भी फील्ड ऑफ स्पेशलाइजेशन चुनिए अच्छी। अब मुझे याद है जब मैंने एमएससी किया, हम ऊपर के 5-6 लोग थे, मैं टॉपर था, मेरे साथ सेकंड थर्ड फोर्थ वाले, दे ऑल वेंट टू सिविल सर्विसेज। एक कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी रिटायर हुए, एक डिफेंस सेक्रेटरी रिटायर हुए, एक कुछ बने। बट कई बार हम मिलते हैं तो यही फीलिंग होती है कि चलो ये सेटिस्फेक्शन है कि हमने जो भी लाइन चूज की हम कुछ में टॉप। ये आपका एक होना चाहिए गाइडिंग। मेडिकल्स को कोई नहीं पूछेगा आने वाले टाइम। और जॉब्स की भी कोशिश मत करिए कि आपको जॉब दिए जाएंगे। यू विल हैव टू क्रिएट योर ओन। स्टार्टअप करिए, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप करिए, कुछ करिए। एवरीथिंग कम्स विद एन आइडिया। और आइडिया क्या है? आइडिया बेसिकली क्रिएटिव। तो ये आपको अभी से मेंटल मेकअप कैसा बनेगा।
Thank you, sir. The next question is asked by Amanjot from second year physics honors. And she's asking, could you please share some tips from your life experiences for achieving success?
मेरे ख्याल में मैंने कर दी है काफी। तो आपने ये क्वेश्चन शायद पहले दिया होगा, पर सुनने के बाद कुछ जरूरत नहीं है। लेकिन सुनिए मत, इनको एक एक चीज जो मैंने बताई है, लगता हो क्या 8 मिनट से बातें कर रहे हैं, अमल करें। होता ही यही ना, होता है ही यही। देखिए मुझे भी इतने साल हो गए पढ़ाते हुए दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में, सभी ऐसे बच्चे बातें करते हैं, वो काम है जो कि इसको पकड़ के उसके पीछे अगर 1% भी का माइंड बदल जाए तो आई थिंक सक्सेस इज देन यू आर ए ट्रू लीडर। वो कहते हैं ना कि इफ योर एक्शंस इंस्पायर अदर टू डू मोर, टू बिकम मोर, टू लर्न मोर, देन यू आर ए ट्रू लीडर। दैट शुड बी द स्पिरिट।
So next question is again from the student of third year physics honors, Priyanka, and she has asked what roles colleges and universities play in higher education.
कुछ ऐसा नहीं है, देखिए बट रोल कुछ है।
What role?
देखिए अल्टीमेटली तो एक कॉलेज या यूनिवर्सिटी, अब आपका मैट्रिक कॉलेज ही है, किसी भी कोर्स में आप फिजिक्स ऑनर्स में तो सारे बच्चे फिजिक्स ऑनर्स के एक जैसे ही हैं। कॉलेज के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू के लिए तो सारे ही एक जैसे। अब इंडिविजुअल को अपनी ग्रोथ की ट्रेजेक्टरी बनानी, हमें ये नहीं सिखाया जाता। मुझे ये, जब मैं एमएससी में था हमें किसी ने नहीं बताया था। हम ठीक है, हमारे पेरेंट कहते थे कि चलो बच्चों पढ़ो, मेहनत तो हम कर लेते थे और क्लिक कर, लेकिन किसी ने गाइड नहीं किया कि भाई ये करो साथ में, ये भी करो साथ में, ये भी करो, ये करो। ये मेरे ख्याल में कॉलेज तो सबके लिए एक जैसा ही होता है। जैसे ये लेक्चर है, इससे आपको कई चीजें मिलेगी। देखिए ये लाइफ का एक्सपीरियंस है जो मैंने आज आपके साथ शेयर किया। इसको चाहे रिकॉर्डिंग हो तो दोबारा सुनिए, इट कैन चेंज योर। So that's what I would say. Otherwise, I think rest it varies from individual to individual.
Any more questions from the audience?
ये तो गलत बात है, गलत नहीं है।
Sir,
फिर आप ऑडियंस खींच के भेजेंगे ना, फिर पूछ सकते।
As you mentioned in your slides that a person can be a penguin or a giraffe, like penguin should not look to the giraffe that I cannot be that tall. So sir, how can we analyze ourselves that what are we good at? Like how to check on ourselves, like if we have the quality of a penguin or if we have the quality of giraffe. So because that becomes a very difficult situation to analyze, and then we look at ourselves like we cannot do this, and we criticize ourselves every day of not being the best, but we don't know we are what we can excel ourselves at.
देखिए अगर आप नहीं जानते होंगे तो फिर आपके बारे में कौन जाने, पहले तो ये बताइए, बताइए कौन जाने? आपके घर के साथ वाले या कौन? आप कुछ तो पता होता है कि भाई मेरा इसमें इंटरेस्ट, कईयों को होता है भाई मैं बड़ा अच्छा टीचर बन सकता, कहीं को होता है कि भाई मेरा रिसर्च में पढ़ नहीं सकता, चाहे कुछ भी एग्जाम तो पास कर लिया मैं टीचिंग वाले प्रोफेशन में नहीं। फिर आपको कई बार ये भी होता है कि आपको पता ही नहीं होता कि और क्या क्या पॉसिबिलिटीज है जहाँ आप जा सकते हैं, वहां प्रॉब्लम भी है। अब आप फिजिक्स में हैं, फिजिक्स की कौन सी लेबोरेटरी है, ये आपको अपने आप को बताने होगा, तो वही बता। ऐसे लेक्चर कभी कभी कैन बी आई ओपनर फॉर। नहीं तो आजकल तो जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है, आप एवेन्यूज फॉर फिजिक्स पीपल गूगल पे सर्च करिए तो आपको कितने ही मिल जाए, फिर आपको धीरे धीरे देखिए कुछ भी रेडीमेड ऐसे आपको दुनिया में नहीं। प्रेजेंटेशन टीचिंग में भी बड़ा चैलेंज। अब आप एक छोटी सी चीज देखिए, मैंने एक तो आज आपको लेक्चर दिया, इसमें करीब 220 स्लाइड्स, 220। अब ये कोई स्लाइड्स कहीं बनी बनाई तो नहीं है, मैं वैसे बता। अब आपको है कि लेक्चर दे रहे हैं, कहाँ से शुरू करें, किसको इसके साथ रिलेट करें, कौन सा बोरिंग भी ना लगे, जो आपके लेवल तक भी आते, ये आपका अपना तरीका है ना सोच। इसी तरह अच्छा नाम, इसी तरीके धीरे धीरे आप भी किसी भी थोड़ा टाइम आपको लाइफ का इन चीजों को करना चाहिए, क्या रेवेन्यूज है और एक अपनी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर करनी है, क्योंकि टाइम निकलेगा तो कुछ नहीं आ सकता, समझ गए? गुड क्वेश्चन।
Anyone else? Let's have Abhishek first question.
ये जो पानी पिलाते हैं, पानी लेक्चर्स देने की थोड़ी आदत कम हो गई है हमारी, बिकॉज इवन एज ए वाइस चांसलर आई यूज्ड टू टेक एमएससी क्लासेस, क्योंकि मुझे ये लगता था कि टीचिंग की वजह से तो आज आप सब कुछ हैं, और अगर वही छूट गया फिर क्या फायदा?
Namaste, sir. Sir, I totally agree with your point that scoring marks should not be our priority. But in our system, from being a kid, it was the only method to evaluate. And taking admissions and all of this, it was always done on the basis of scoring good marks, A plus, and all this. So how should we this change? I mean, अगर measurement का system change नहीं होगा तो बच्चों का mindset तो वैसा ही रहेगा हमेशा से. तो उसको change करने के लिए कैसे steps?
बहुत अच्छा चीज आपने पूछी, क्योंकि सिस्टम को आप तो चेंज कर नहीं सकते, आप तो सिस्टम का एक हिस्सा हो। सिस्टम जैसी जैसी एक्सपेक्टेशन आपके रखेगा आप वैसा करना शुरू करो। सिस्टम को देखना चाहिए कि हमारे बच्चों के लिए क्या जरूरी, क्या स्कोरिंग हाई मार्क्स इज द ओनली क्राइटेरिया, ये हमें देखना है। तो ये हम नहीं देख पा रहे, हम चेंज ही नहीं कर पा रहे। यही मुझे एक सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम लगता है कि देखो, हमें भी स्टूडेंट से लेके आज तक इतने साल हो गए, सिस्टम में कोई खास बदलाव ही नहीं आया। वही पढ़ाने का तरीका, वही कंटेंट, वही सब कुछ, कोई कहा जाए कि बड़ा मेजर चेंज आया हो नहीं। अब जैसे आपने CUET देखा है, वो कॉमन यूनिवर्सिटी एंट्रेंस टेस्ट लागू हुआ, इसमें आपने देखा कि इसकी बेस पे एडमिशन होगी तो बच्चों ने स्कूल का इंटरेस्ट ही खत्म हो गया, 12th के बारे में ज्यादा फिक्र ही नहीं करते, उन्हें लगने लग पड़ा है कि 12th को तो सिर्फ पास ही करना है। देखो, बच्चों की तो एग्जामिनेशन ड्रिवन लर्निंग हो गई है, सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम। जिस तरीके का एग्जाम होगा बच्चे वैसे, हमें सोचना पड़ेगा कि बच्चों के लिए क्या अच्छा है। हमारा तो ये है कि स्टूडेंट्स मार्कशीट हैज बिकम द प्रेस्टीज शीट फॉर द चाइल्ड, बट ए प्रेस्टीज शीट फॉर द फैमिली। दिस शुड नॉट हैपन। ओ, मेरे बच्चे ने 95%, सारे पेरेंट्स भी कहते थे, तो क्या करना है? आई थिंक हमें माइंडसेट बदलना, सबको चेंज करना पड़ेगा, टीचरों को बदलना, क्योंकि किसी भी एजुकेशन सिस्टम में माइक्रो लेवल पे डिलीवर तो सिर्फ टीचर ही करे। बच्चे तो एक क्लास हर साल आते नहीं, जाते नहीं, जैसा टीचर बदलाएगा वैसे। तो प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट टीचर्स की टॉप प्रायोरिटी है। अब मैंने जब MSc करी, जब आप में से कई लोगों MSc करी, और आज अगर 20, 30, 40 साल हो गए, अगर हम ज्यादा बदले नहीं तो फिर बच्चे कैसे बदले? ये एक प्रॉब्लम तो है। आप चाहे न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी ना लो, लेकिन कैसे करो? उसमें एक जगह लिखा है ना, नेशनल एजुकेशन शुड बी ट्रीटेड एट पार विद नेशनल सिक्योरिटी। जिस तरीके नेशनल सिक्योरिटी के साथ आप कोई रिस्क नहीं ले सकते, उसी तरीके नेशनल एजुकेशन के साथ कोई रिस्क नहीं लेना चाहिए, बिकॉज यू आर रेडिंग योर चिल्ड्रन फॉर फ्यूचर। वो कहते हैं ना कि ए चाइल्ड मिस एजुकेटेड इज ए चाइल्ड लॉस्ट। दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन आवर। थैंक यू।
Just a single question, sir. Very much into this.
सर आप बैठ जाइए।
नहीं, ऐसा क्योंकि मुझे लगा मैं सबको होल्ड ना कर रहा हूँ।
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं। There are so many raised hands. They are not being held by force. This is their own pleasure. So, Abhishek, please.
Yes, sir.
आपका इंट्रोडक्शन दीजिए।
Sir, I'm Abhishek and I'm working in the computer lab, computer science department as an assistant technical assistant. And my question regarding to your slide, which is based on World Happiness Index. I saw the slide and I'm searching this thing, searching this data in the last couple of years. like countries like Finland, Sweden, Denmark, they are toppers for the last couple of years. So, and even the happiness index of India, how they calculate it? India is ranked 125, and more surprisingly, Pakistan are ahead of us. Last couple of years, the countries like Pakistan, they are ahead of us.
मैं भी बड़ा हैरान जनरली का जो भी है कई फैक्टर्स हैं एनालिसिस सर्वे करते हैं इससे करते हैं बाकी हैरानी मुझे भी बहुत हुई जनरली फिनलैंड स्विट्जरलैंड स्वीडन दे आर
last couple of years.
इन कंट्रीज में तो मैं गया हूँ लेकिन मैंने देखा कि लोगों का माइंड
Any major difference when you people countries?
मोस्टली आई हैव सीन शुरू से ही उनका सोचने का तरीका ही अलग है शुरू से ही मैं लगता है परेशान रहते हैं मुझे लगता है भाई अब आगे क्या होगा मतलब फ्यूचर में इतना वरीड हो जाते हैं कि हम प्रेजेंट का खराब है दैट इज व्हाट इज कहा था ना मैंने जो वरी इज ऑफ इमेजिनेशन दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग
In the countries like Bhutan,
तो ये नहीं है अभी नहीं है पिछले कई सालों से ये भी नहीं I think your concern is very genuine.
how they can bring it.
You can go into the details. इसका कुछ पैरामीटर्स हैं
I'm searching it. Finally, relevant result.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. आप क्लैप कर रहे हैं कि क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं आप नहीं आप ऐसे करके क्लैप करने लगे थे यू हैव ए क्वेश्चन चलिए
सर माय क्वेश्चन इज सर जैसे कि जो अभी आप बता रहे थे कि प्रॉपर जो है हमारे इंडिया में स्पेसिफिकली इंडिया में प्रॉपर रिसर्च टूल्स ना होने के कारण
क्या नहीं
रिसर्च इक्विपमेंट्स ना होने के कारण और पैसों के अभाव के कारण हम ज्यादा मतलब जो वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज हैं उसके रिस्पेक्ट पे उतने ज्यादा प्रिविलेज्ड नहीं है और अदर हम सक्सीड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन आपसे ये है कि अगर जैसे सर हम सीखते हैं अपने करीबी से तो सर क्या एक रीजन ये हो सकता है कि हमारे जो कंटेंट गिवन है हमारे सिलेबस में सर उसमें इंडियन स्कॉलर्स का और इंडियन साइंटिस्ट का ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन शो नहीं होता है लाइक अगर हम अपने हिस्ट्री से रिलेट करें तो सपोज सर अभी मैं एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स पढ़ रही हूँ तो उसमें हम जनरली वेस्टर्न स्कॉलर्स के साइंटिस्ट के नेम पढ़ते हैं और जैसे सपोज हम कॉन्स्टलेशन तो हम पढ़ रहे हैं कि वो साइरस है वो पॉइंट ऑफ एरीज है तो सर वो चीज हमारे कल्चर में ऑलरेडी गिवन है कि जैसे पॉइंट ऑफ एरीज साइडेरियल टाइम तो जैसे हमारे इंडिया में वो चीज ऑलरेडी हमारे कल्चर और हमारे
क्या बना
तो सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि अगर हम इन सब चीजों को अगर हम अपने कंटेंट में इंक्लूड करें मतलब इंडियनाइज्ड वे में इंक्लूड करें rather than we say like it's Siberian time we should say नक्षत्र तो सर वो चीज ज्यादा रेलिवेंट होगा और बच्चे ज्यादा कैच कर पाएंगे तो सर अगर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि एक तो ये चीज कि अगर हम वेस्टर्नाइजेशन फॉलो कर रहे हैं बुक में अगर हम इंग्लिश वर्ड ज्यादा यूज कर रहे हैं और उसे हम अपने मतलब इंडियन कल्चर के अकॉर्डिंग ना अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं तो सर क्या एक ये रीजन हो सकता है कि हम रिसर्च लाइक माइंडेड को नहीं मतलब ज्यादा उसे उभार पा रहे हैं मतलब हमारा जो माइंड है वो बुकिश लैंग्वेज को बस लर्न करने में लग रहा है हम उस चीज को आगे नहीं देख पा रहे हैं सर क्या
तो ठीक है ना इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है लेकिन सिर्फ यही कारण नहीं हो सकता
यस सर
मेरे ख्याल में हमें रिफॉर्म अपने एजुकेशन सिस्टम में केजी लेवल से लाना फिनलैंड में जाइए वहां कैसे बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं जापान में मैं एक बार गया तो मैंने उनके मिनिस्टर से पूछा कि भाई आपकी इतनी छोटी सी कंट्री में इतने नोबल लॉरेट्स हैं तो क्या वजह मुझे उसका जवाब आज तक याद है कि भाई हम किंडरगार्टन से बच्चों को एनकरेज करते हैं आउट ऑफ बॉक्स थिंकिंग।
और सर
और सबसे बड़ी बात है, हम यहाँ पर इंडिया में वी एग्जामिन वन स्टूडेंट अगेंस्ट द अदर। तो तेरा चौथा घंटे फर्स्ट आया, अगली बार उसको बीट कर, ये एटीट्यूड। उससे क्या होता है कि वो कंपटीशन ऐसा हो जाता है कि कल कोलैबोरेशन का स्कोप ही नहीं। ऐसी फीलिंग शुरू से हमारे बच्चों के मन में आ गई है कि ही और शी इज योर कॉम्पिटिटर। तो वो भी हमें एक बदले, हमें एक इंडिविजुअल की ग्रोथ को दे, एनकरेज करना है थिंकिंग को, क्रिएटिविटी को, मॉडर्न चीजें पढ़ानी है, पढ़ाने का तरीका बदलना है। तो धीरे धीरे बीएससी एमएससी तक के लेवल तक पहुंचने तक बच्चा अपने आप ही बढ़। हम ये नहीं कर पा रहे तो वो इसलिए, अब देखो इंडिपेंडेंस को भी कितने साल हो गए, 75 साल हो गए, अभी कोई बहुत बड़ा बदलाव नहीं। ऐसे हो सकता है 100 साल और बीत जाए जब तक चेंज नहीं होगा। ये सारा कुछ पेपर पे ही बैठे। दिस इज माई फीलिंग। एनीवे, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू सर। Now the three best questions asked by the students will be awarded by Professor Bakshi. Give us few minutes for announcing the results. Okay, so the first best question prize goes to Savita of 30 years. Second best question out of the lot is Urvashi's 30th physics honors. Third best question winner combined goes to Asta Agarwal and Vishali Gupta of 30th physics honors. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
As we have come to the end of today's interaction, now I request our senior host faculty of Physics Department, Dr. Veena Mishra ma'am, to give the formal vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to everyone. Respected Professor Bakshi sir, Principal Karisma Chopra, Ms. Sangeeta, all other dignitaries present, my colleagues, all the non-teaching staff, and my dear students. I, Dr. Veena Mishra, am very much humbled and privileged to propose a vote of thanks to all those who have made this possible. On behalf of Mathri College and members of the Department of Physics, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our esteemed speaker, Professor Bakshi, who spared his time from his busiest schedule to grace the occasion. My heart fills with lots of gratitude and respect, sir, for our guest, Professor Bakshi, for not only sparing his invaluable time, but also enlightening us with his commendable talk on the subject. We had an opportunity to listen to your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. It was really very informative talk in a true sense. And I'm pretty sure the precious knowledge you gave us will definitely help us in our studies and future. Here, I would like to add few things more, sir. You have given us, I think, how to live our life. That's not only to the students, आप देख रहे हैं बाकी सब नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ आपने जो एक लाइफ जीने का तरीका बताया कि एम्पैथाइज करना है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए कैसे आगे जाना है एवरीथिंग यू आर गिविंग अस सो इट इज अप टू अस कि हम उसमें से क्या कैच करते हैं यू हैव थ्रोन ए sort of just not the bucket but the full garden to us and we have to take according to our capacity. Okay, so you all know what we need to take out of this wonderful talk. This wonderful talk. I'm very much grateful to you, sir. Thank you so much. I have a personal relationship with this lecture, the memorial lecture, because Dr. Savita Datta was a friend, philosopher, and guide to many of us present here. And it is such a fitting tribute to her that a person of your eminence and close associate of Dr. Savita has paid such an homage. So again, all this is due to the efforts made by our friend TIC Physics Department, Dr. Poonam Juneja, and her entire team, that this packed hall had the benefit of listening to your brilliant address. I would like to thank Principal Professor Haritma for her enthusiastic and unstinted support for this. And I'm grateful to such an honorable audience. A very big round of applause for me. Thank you. And special thanks to the organizing committee, teaching and non-teaching staff for their unflinching support and coordination. Last but not the least, our heartfelt thanks to our students for their active participation. Thank you, everyone.
I request all the students to remain seated. Refreshments will be served shortly. Thank you all for being here.